Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. I'm Ashley Eisenbeil.
And I'm Dawnelle, and we're your hosts for Hot to Trot. So to get you started on Hot to Trot, we're going to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves and how we got into racing and get to know us. And just so you know, this is going to be a fun podcast that's, again, not your normal horse racing podcast. So if you're looking for a normal horse racing podcast, this isn't it.
No, not at all. We are a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun so far filming and doing stuff for the podcast. So I'm super excited, and I got a lot of hot seat questions for you, Dawnelle.
Yeah, you're going to love what we have in store for you. A lot of racing. We had some really great interviews this week being at the track, so it's going to be a fun ride. So we created this podcast pretty much because the standardbred breeders were so gracious to help us out and get us started with this. And then we just want to give a behind the scenes, like in depth of like what horse racing is, the people in the industry, because everyone has like a super special story, and you'll see generations, you'll see people that just kind of got into this, and we want to show that. And we're hoping that you guys will enjoy this as much as we have.
I think it's great to be able to showcase people's personality. Maybe some of the people that work in the industry that don't get the interviews a lot of the time, you know, those special people that are actually hands-on with the horses, the grooms, you know, the farriers, and they have such great stories, and they're also so passionate about the work here that they do. So I'm excited to introduce the people to them and show that people like what actually happens at the track and who's here every day, because it's so many. There's so many jobs in this industry.
There's a lot of jobs that people don't even realize that are behind the scenes to make this go on every day. So I think this is a great way to show people what goes on, and you know, you'll get to see some big names in racing, but you're also going to get to see littler names that don't get the recognition that they deserve. So that's why we wanted to do this.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So let's get to know you more, Dawnelle.
Oh yes, what do you want to know?
How did you get into racing?
I was born into it. So my father had horses, and then my sister took over the stable, and then her and her husband ended up giving me a quarter of a racehorse, and then I got the owning bug. And ever since, I would say my freshman year of college, I owned horses, and to this day I always have one or two to keep me going.
How many do you own right now?
I only own one riding horse and then one racehorse. I retired one because standardbreds, you have to retire them at 14, so he was going to be 15, so he retired.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you work in the barns every day?
I do. The barn is my sanity. So people think that's weird, but I love cleaning stalls. So in the morning before we do our marketing stuff for PHRA and everything, I go to the barn, clean some stalls, take care of my horses that I have, and that's my day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that you're so hands-on.
I am an annoying owner. I have to be involved. Controlling, some would say. But that's okay.
Hands-on.
Yeah. How did you get into this? I'm from the harness side, but you're more thoroughbred.
Yeah.
I'll start at thoroughbred.
I'm the opposite of you. I was not born into this. No one in my family is into horse racing. No one in my family is like even into horses. But I went to school at Penn State. Yay, we are. And I was actually going to school and working in hotel industry, and was a wedding planner and events coordinator.
So close.
I know. I was a catering director all at the same resort, and there was a wedding, and I was very good at multitasking because we had a golf course, and I literally like did the keg and then I sent down a bridesmaid down the aisle for a wedding ceremony, and there was someone that was working for the Preakness at that event, and they said, hey, would you be interested in actually interviewing for a job? You're a really good multitasker. And I was like, yeah. So my dad had always told me when I was little, like I would never go to the Preakness. I grew up like right on the Maryland line. Like, you will never go as my daughter to the Preakness. It is bad news. Like, that infield's kind of notorious. And I went down and interviewed, and they offered me the job, and I just like absolutely fell in love with it. Like, from the day one, like I just wanted to be a part of the racing industry. I loved the people. I did love the gambling side of things, I'm not gonna lie. I hung out on that simulcast floor for like hours. I would bring treats for all the old men. I would bring the cookies.
You were a hit.
I know. I wanted to make them cookies and stuff so they could teach me like what they were doing with the programs and the betting and like how they pick horses. And that's like how I learned how to bet, was like,
that's the best way to learn.
Yeah. Oh, I was hands on.
They'll teach you.
Hey, those guys were the best guys ever. So I loved it. And that's what bit me in the bug. I was like, horse racing is my life. So I worked there for like 8 years. I worked for the commission here in Pennsylvania for a little bit. And then PHRA came along.
And here we are.
And
once you get the horse bug, you never really leave. Like, you can try, but I think it always pulls you back in.
I definitely tried for a little stint when I left the Maryland Jockey Club. And I found myself selling weddings and talking to the groups about horse racing. It's very awkward.
You don't want to get married. You want to get a horse.
If you're with me, you want to bet on the horse.
Heck yeah, I'm not. I wish I was a better better, but I feel like I always jinx the horses. I will throw money and try, but it just not always pans out. Although I've been on a few hot streaks, and then that's when you need to learn to probably leave. Yeah, I didn't learn that.
I do that a lot. Like, I hit good, and I do good at a certain track, and like I'm hot there. But once I start to go south, I pull out quick. I'm done.
Oh, I like to just make sure I'm really going downhill, just to be sure.
I love pick 6 and pick 4s. Like, do you like horizontal betting, or do you like?
I'm like a win play show girl. I like to just run my chances. Unless there's like a carryover. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's going to give me enticing to play. So.
Mandatory payouts are my kryptonite. If I hear there's a mandatory payout, I'm making some calls. I'm like, when do you want to go in and I'll take it? Let's go on a ticket together.
Yeah. I want to know that there's a good amount of money in the pool and then I'm in.
Yeah. Agreed. Make it worth your while.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Dawnelle, I have another question for you. I would love to know what you're most proud of that you've done in the industry so far.
I'm glad when I worked for the NSOA for 6 years, I feel like I did a lot with the meadows and events and things, but the one thing that stood out was I won the Ushua Breakthrough Award in 2019, I think. So that was like, that's a big accomplishment because it's an award for when you're under 32 and making waves in the industry. So that would probably be my proudest moment.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have a couple. I love what we've done with PHRA. We have like some awesome stakeholders that honestly are kind of up for anything. They really let us kind of run with our ideas. And I honestly love that about PHRA and our time here in just all of Pennsylvania. Like, we give a lot of women opportunities, which is awesome. We have Jessica. She's the first female announcer to announce a graded stakes race. Like, that's really cool. Yeah. And there's so many great women. And I love that Pennsylvania really embraces women in this industry because it is very male dominated. And our stakeholders are awesome. But to go back to what I'm most proud of, I'd say I love getting the full cams up. That was honestly like a dream of mine. And it was really hard. And I did it on our first year of PHRA being here. So a lot of challenges there at the farm because we didn't have internet, but it was awesome. And we had American Pharaoh full, the first one in PA. That was really cool. And Caretaker's Day last year, that was a really like awesome moment, like to get all the tracks involved and to go out and give out the sweatshirts and the hats and really be appreciative of those people that work on the back sides of their tracks and were hands-on with the horses before Christmas. It really, it made me feel good about what I do.
Oh yeah. Caretakers love it. That day is like the best day ever. They're so appreciative and love it. And then full cams, obviously that's so fun. We love to see the foals be born, and it's a lot of behind the scenes, and you guys are going to get to see that because we're going to have some special episodes with the full cams and what goes on to get those up and running so that you guys can be able to watch the foals be born.
Yeah, and we're up too. It's like our own full watch. Yeah. We're watching.
We get no sleep.
No, it's a rough time of year for us,
but we love it. What would you say your favorite thing about horse racing is, being in this industry so long?
The people. I love the people, especially on the harness side. I did come primarily from thoroughbred, but there's something like super special about the harness industry, and it's like so family involved, and they totally embraced me, like, because I did come from the thoroughbred side more. I knew more about it. So especially like the fair people, At the fair racing,
They're special.
Oh my God, they taught me everything I got, like, about harness. And they were just so good to my kids when we would go out to the fairs, because they're in the summer and my kids come with me. Yeah. They work. Let's not get that mixed up.
They gotta be put to work.
Yeah.
They learn something. But the harness, and I think the thoroughbred, since I've started for the PHRA, like, they embrace you. Horse racing really, truly is a family. And I think you get to see that.
Yeah, and they're so appreciative. Like, when we come out and we're there at the tracks with big events, and they know us because they're following us on social. And it's just really neat to meet them and them understand, like, we want to promote them and their industry and tell their stories, and that we're very appreciative of everything that they do. Because we wouldn't have jobs if we didn't have racing.
No, we love this industry, and this is something that I think the viewers are going to get to see. Like, we want this to be a long-term thing forever, like racing. We never want it to go away. So this is why we're trying all this and trying to promote our industry as best as we can.
And we love the horses. We love the horses. They are well, taken care of, and we get them massages. And I think a lot of these horses on the racetracks get taken care of sometimes better than children.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, I know our race horses. I don't eat breakfast in the morning. I wake up, I go to the barn. They're getting their stall clean, fresh water, jogged, put away. We do a ton of, like, the PMF machines and the massages and things like that. And, vets are always on hand at every racetrack you're at. So they have the care they need, the nutrition they need. There's just so much that goes into it. And you really see the horses are well taken care of and loved. For me personally, I try to keep all my horses forever. So
how often do you get a massage yourself?
My horse gets better taken care of than me. I get maybe one a year, and my horse probably gets one a week.
One a massage.
Yeah, right? Oh yeah, they live the life. So I think that's the best part, is the horses in the industry. They're all have their own personality, and they're special in their own ways, and you get to see that.
And a lot of them do want to race. Like, they want to, like, they're pawing at the ground. Like, they know they want a job to do.
These horses are bred to do this. They want to race, they want to run, they want to trot, pace, whatever. But I mean, this is what they're meant to do. And if they didn't have these jobs, it would be a sad, sad day for them.
But if they didn't want to do it, they wouldn't race. No. We see lots of horses go through the sale, and they never make it to the track because they just don't want to do it. They're not into it. If their heart's not in it, they're not making it to a race.
Yeah, and you'll see, like, all the good horses have heart that want to do this, and you can see that. They're excited when they get to the track. They're ready to go. I mean, these horses like and love their job.
Yeah. It's just like, dogs are trained to do jobs, certain breeds, like German Shepherds are great police dogs. Like, animals want purpose.
Yep.
Just like humans want purpose.
Yeah, they're meant to have this kind of exercise every day. They don't want to stand in a stall or in a field and not get to do all the things that they get to do. They want to go out, they want to jog, they want to race. They have that competitive nature. So,
yeah.
Part of the Hot to Trot podcast, when you come on as a guest, you're put in the hot seat. So we're going to put each other in the hot seat, and we have to rapid fire answer the questions. So first, TV show. Favorite TV show right now?
Gossip Girl.
Oh, I'm watching Scandal again.
I watch Gossip Girl every night. The old version, not the new one.
Oh, yeah. Remakes. No, just no. Go-to snack?
Potato chips.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos. What kind of potato chips?
Just plain.
No dip?
No. I do like dip. I do like the French onion dip. I like that.
Okay, I was getting worried because she sleeps with her socks on, so she has serial killer vibes.
You'll see that in the next podcast.
Do you have a favorite pet?
Well, I have a lot of pets. We have Jack, who's our pit bull. We have Bruno, who's the new Shih Tzu. He's a couple months old. We got him at Sun Steaks. We went into a pet shop and bought a dog. There's Bella. Bella is a Shih Tzu and a Bichon mix. And then we have a cat, Rosie, that we got from one of the fairgrounds. It was Bloomsburg. Bloomsburg gave me a kitten. Love you guys. Thank you, God. And then we got Stella, who's our other cat, who I got from a thoroughbred farm. That was a breeder. So favorite dog, don't tell anybody. It's Bruno. He's so cute, and he's floppy, and he's super snuggly, and he looks like an old man. And then favorite cat is definitely Stella.
Having favorites.
And well, you have a favorite.
Yeah, Oscar. He's my baby. I have him tattooed on me. That's when you know you're a dog lover.
I need to get a tattoo, but it
or
would be
you're
like
just crazy.
Yeah.
Either one. It's fine.
All right.
Oh, how many tattoos do you have?
Hold on. 4. How many tattoos do you have?
6.
How many horse tattoos do you have?
1.
Me
Just
too.
horseshoes.
I have horseshoes too.
Yeah.
Or a horseshoe.
Mine I'm not going to show you. That'd be... This is a family podcast.
I got this on my 36th birthday. I just randomly walked in and was like, I want a horseshoe tattoo on my wrist, please.
Yeah. I don't like to think about it too long. I just like to impulse.
Impulse.
You can't overthink it. Okay. Dream vacation.
Go to Greece.
Oh, Greece is a good one. I was going to say a beach, but Greece, I'm going to change mine to Greece.
What's your place?
I was just going to say any beach, like, tropical.
Well, you're going to Scotland this summer. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, but I lived in Scotland for 3 months, so I've already been there.
Been there, done that?
Yeah. It's not that warm or bright. Rains a lot. No offense. Sorry, Scotland. It was fun.
Yeah.
Would you rather use someone else's toothbrush or wear their underwear?
Toothbrush.
Yeah, toothbrush. No underwear. Would you rather run into Bigfoot or an alien?
An alien. I'm obsessed with extraterrestrials. That is like one of my deep... Like, I can get lost on Google looking up. Like,
deep dive.
And I can deep dive into aliens. And that and the Bermuda Triangle. I've done a deep dive on that.
The aliens, since they were discovered this year for real or whatever the Congress hearing was, I followed that big time. I'm all about it.
The TikToks were showing up nonstop for me about
that was my For You page for a good month.
Yeah.
Just aliens. Okay. That's it.
All right.
Those were the questions.
That wasn't a bad hot seat.
The hot seats are fun. So one great thing about Hot to Trot too is if you're a guest on here or a viewer, listener, you get to send in hot seat questions or who you want to see in the hot seat. So if you have a request of who you want to see on Hot to Trot, DM us on any of our social medias at Penn Horse Racing. And we're going to try to get the guests you want to see and we're going to ask them the hot seat questions you want to be asked.
I'm super excited. I can't wait to do this with you. Thank you guys for joining us. We're super excited to be doing this podcast. Hopefully y'all like it and you tune in for more. And thanks for being here today.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. And thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.